Will you be serving up some of your sweaty balls this Christmas, perhaps in the Trivection oven? This lady's a hardcore fan of yours.
Yeah. Susan in West Hartford, what can I say? Sweaty Balls was a sketch I did perhaps a decade ago, and yet it lives on. It will probably be on my tombstone. And, but actually one of the reasons I'm doing 30 Rock with Tina, my hope was that I would finally bury the sweaty ball image and that phrase and never have to deal with it again. But you've pointed out to me that that's going to be a long road. Thank you, Susan. Me to you, Tom, from Jackson, Mississippi. I shot a movie in Jackson, Mississippi, and we stayed on the, what was it, the Ross Barnett Reservoir. It's a man-made reservoir down the Governor Ross Barnett.
Governor Ross Barnett.
When can we expect your first nude scene?
I obviously
No, seriously.
Never. I took my shirt off in Mean Girls. That's about the extent of it.
You did? Did they cut that in? Is that in the movie?
No, it's in the first 10 minutes.
You're topless?
I have a bra on.
You have a bra on?
Yeah.
But let me run this by you again.
Yeah.
When will you do your first nude scene?
My first nude scene?
We have a lot of time, Tina. Plenty of time.
Maybe if I, never.
You would never do that. You would never do that.
Nobody was a
Well, what if you were like a really serious, dramatic actress?
Right,
You
if
didn't
it was
have
like
the way you were now. What if you were doing a movie, and sometimes this is how it happens. The scene is a little unscripted, it's a little loose.
Yeah.
And you're doing a scene with like Mark Wahlberg, some really kind of studly leading man, and the director, and you're like getting into it, and and it all seems right. It seems like it's a good film. And the director said, Tina, how about a little? What would you do?
No. I got asked to audition one time for this part that was like, and it was just like, I got nowhere near it. It was a big, early audition. Like, it's a scene you come in and you're on top of Jude Law and you're having sex with Jude Law and blah, 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 and this happens. And I was like, I didn't even go to the audition because, first of all, I'm not going to get that part. And you know who got that part? Jane Krakowski.
No!
Yes.
I was going to say Jack McBrayer.
Jack McBrayer.
Jack McBrayer got that part. He got right on top of Jude Law. Woo! Next question.
Okay, from Joseph in Tucson, Arizona. Do you think you would have made a good James Bond and Tina would have been a good Bond girl? What would have been an appropriate name for her? That's a funny question, Joseph.
That's a great question.
I think I would be a better Bond villain, personally.
You would be a great Bond villainess.
Yes, thank you.
But you would have been a great Bond girl. If I played Bond and you were the Bond girl, you would play Four Eyes, the intellectual James Bond girl. She'd have glasses on, she'd be a brainiac, she'd be doing Sudoku, is that what it's called? This is what she does all the time. She does Sudoku, she'd be doing the crossword puzzle and pen.
Numbers puzzle.
She'd have Will Shortz on her speed dial. She'd be having dinner with Mike Nichols and Diane Sawyer every weekend.
And somehow I would take over the world doing
Nora Ephron, Elaine May, you'd have all that kind of eggheady crowd you'd hang out with. You'd be, that would be like a real kind of brainiac Bond.
You would be a good James Bond, though.
Maybe I would pass for a Bond in the brainiac version of Bond. Like the real Bond, I don't think so. I don't think so. Me to you. James from Kansas City, Missouri. Was Tracy Morgan typecast in the role of the crazy guy? Is that character based on a specific celebrity?
Well, I will say that we definitely, I've known Tracy for a long time, and I try to certainly use a lot of parts of his personality, but I do want to be clear and say that Tracy is not crazy. He is not mentally ill. He is just fascinating. And he knows what he's doing when he does that, and then he goes home and he's normal. And the character that he plays is not based on any specific celebrity. It's based on all celebrities, in my opinion. I feel like any insane thing that any celebrity does will be fair game for Tracy to do.
I am a Jedi! I am a Jedi!
He may get a face tattoo like Mike Tyson. He may run away to Africa like Dave Chappelle. He may leave a suitcase full of jewelry in the airport like Lindsay Lohan. He can do anything.
Maybe throw a phone.
Maybe he'll throw a phone like... Oh, I was thinking Naomi Campbell. You were thinking Russell Crowe.
You were thinking, oh yeah, well that's Russell Crowe threw a big phone. He threw a desk phone. Actually, it was a vintage desk phone. I think it was made of like platinum or something, or brass.
Not okay.
It's sad.
Oh, well, this is my outro. Thank you to Okay. Well, thank you to Alec and to AOL, and thank you to all of you for sending in your questions. And please watch 30 Rock every Thursday at 9:30 on NBC.
came up with the term supersize?
McDonald's. I believe it's the trademark of the McDonald's Corporation that NBC has co-opted, and they'll probably get a cease and desist.
That's
pretty
great.
soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
AOL Television.